Good morning. Welcome to Camnet Breakfast. I'm your host. My name is Precious Mzea Sakaleji, and joining me on set right now, my co-host for today, with the face that you'll be seeing most of the times. At least I'm no longer alone on the Saturday breakfast show. Soko is not here. Is Sarah. Sarah, good morning.
Good morning.
Is it Sarah or Sarah?
It's Sarah.
Oh, thank God.
Sarah.
Yeah, others would be like, I'm not Sarah, I'm Sarah. So then I'm like,
no, I think we differ in pronunciation.
Yeah, but
it should be Sarah.
Yeah, it's Sarah. Even though it's written, it's
Sarah.
It's Sarah. Anyways, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm alright, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
You've grown, no?
I look big now. I'm a lady.
Oh my God.
I'm now a lady, not a girl.
God, that's the problem. You kids, when you tell you've grown, you just now feel like, you've groomed into, you've blossomed actually into a young lady.
Yeah.
It's good that as adults we're seeing you grow, and then you're now on set with us.
Definitely, we're following up your voice.
Yeah, like we're laying the foundation and you're just there. No, don't worry, don't worry. We won't let you get into the hole.
Yeah.
Anyways, how has been your week?
It has been okay, despite the news that we received yesterday. But it has been a productive week. Yeah. We're celebrating the Youth Day today,
yes,
so
we really are.
We call it a week.
Yeah, we conclude the week today.
Definitely.
Like she mentioned, it's a sad thing that we actually received sad news yesterday. The passing of the late Republican president, Mr. Rupia Banda, who left us as of yesterday. So it's just so sad that during the day that we're supposed to be celebrating Youth Day, we'll still be celebrating, but we will be celebrating the life of the late Republican president, Mr. Rupia Banda. But before we get into what we have outlined for you on set, let's just quickly get into our first segment, which is the Morning Boost, and then afterwards we'll look at the life of the late Mr. Rupia Banda on the other side.
Good morning, Camnet viewers, and welcome to our quick morning show, quick morning workout, and you will be able to benefit from everything we're doing. So remember, the key thing is just for us to help you be fit, exercise, burn some fats in the body, stay fit, and so that your executive functions are on the peak. Okay, as usual, start with a warm-up. Let's go. Just a warm up. A warm up. Warm up. And marching. Hip, 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 hip. Invite everybody in the house. Let's do it together. Everyone is invited. We're going to throw some punches today. Let's go. Last one. All right. You're all welcome once again. Just in case you're getting out of your blankets, join us quick. Let's exercise together. All right, I promise that we're going to do some punches today. Okay, let's start. Two each now. One each. Two each. One each. Two each. each. Low punch now. Go. Stay low. Watch my legs. Stay there. And up. Punch up. We're gonna mix them now. High punch and low punches. Ready? Let's go. Low punch. Up. Low punch. And matching. Okay. You did well with your punches. We're gonna do a knee high and a kick now. 1. 1. 2. 1. 2. Last one. 1. 2. Kick now. Let's go. 1. 2. And 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. Back to knee. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Again. Knee high. Last knee. 1. 2. Kick now. If you feel your leg is heavy, let's do this. 1 and 2. Let's go, mama. 1, 2. 1, 2. High. Higher now. High. High. High now. Let's go. There you go. Kick. Can you hear me, Camnet team? Woo. Let's go. Let the blood flow. No more blood clot on your legs. Let's go. 1 and 2. And matching now. All right. Trust me, you did well with your punches and the knee highs and the kicks. Thank you so much. This is Isaac Matsa, your presenter. I'm gonna see you next week again as we do our quick morning show. Make sure that you don't miss this breakfast show. Thank you, and I sign out.
Welcome back. Hope you managed to actually stretch 1 or 2 muscles. Do you exercise?
Yes, I do. Every morning.
It's like when you have guilt and then you're like, I shouldn't be asking.
No.
Yes, you.
I always do. Every morning I always go out for
a run.
Yeah, every morning. Trust me. Trust me.
Sarah.
Can't you see how energetic I'm looking? Hey.
I really want to believe you, but I will not say much. I will not say much for now. I'll keep it to myself. I haven't exercised in a while, but I used to do the morning jogs as well. Yeah. But I'll get back soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you. Since you're saying that you exercise in the morning, I'll send you this 31 days. You have a skipping rope?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I
am fast.
Because I do.
And I'll get 1 day's challenge. Obviously, you don't even have one. Exactly what I was saying. But anyways, quickly getting back to the show today, we'll get in and look at the life of Mr. Rupia Bwezani Banda, who just left us yesterday. So there is like national mourning. We're yet to hear from the address at Woolgate how long it's going to be. And we all know what goes through during that time and stuff. So quickly getting into it, Rupia Bwezani Banda from the 19th of February 1937 to 11th March 2022, was a Zambian politician who served as the 4th president of Zambia from 2008 to 2011, taking over from Levi Mwanawasa, who died, may he so rest in peace, who died as a sitting president. Mr. Banda was an active member in politics since the presidency of Kenneth Kaunda, where he held several diplomatic posts. In October 2016, he was appointed the vice president by Mr. Mwanawasa. Now, after Mr. Mwanawasa suffered a stroke in June 2018, and following Mwanawasa's death in June 2008, and following Mwanawasa's death in August 2008.
Yeah, he became the acting president. During the October 2008 by-elections, he narrowly won against opposition leader Michael Sata of the Patriotic Front, and he was eventually defeated in the September 2011 presidential election. And Sata, accordingly, he succeeded Banda as president on 23rd September 2011.
Yes, so that's just a brief background of the late Mr. Rupia Bwezani Banda. So I'm sure I'll talk to one of
our guests.
No, our editors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
to do a mini documentary on him and stuff, and then you will get to know how he got into power, how long he was, the things that he did while he was in active politics,
yes,
and stuff like that. And we'll be having a guest that will just share how she related to the late and stuff like that. So I will get to the rest of what we have packed for you on the breakfast show. Remember that you can also come through. You can talk about what is currently happening, National Morning, or you can get through and also talk to us how you will be celebrating your youth day today. Consider that there won't be much of celebrations because of what's happening, but you can come to you and also tell us what you as a youth is expecting during today's celebration. I will take just a short break and then we'll be back on the other side.
Camnet TV is becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Hello, I'm Deborah Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Remember, you can get in touch with us live here on set or go to our Facebook page and then let us know what your opinion or what your conversation, conversation you want to have with us today. You can call us on 0968675273, 0968675273. So now let's quickly just get into our second segment of the show, which is money market. Let's see how much the foreign exchange rates looks like. So the British pound is buying at 23 kwacha.68 ngwe and selling at 24 kwacha.13 ngwe. The US dollar is buying at 18 kwacha.08 ngwe and selling at 18 kwacha.42 ngwe. The euro is buying at 18 kwacha.89 ngwe and selling at 19 kwacha.26 ngwe. The South African rand is buying at 1 kwacha.21 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha.23 ngwe. That is your money market. And right about now, we'll be having our special guest of today, where we'll just talk about how her life has been as someone who was actually very fit in her youth. And also, it's a plus because she's also someone who had a close relation with the late. So we'll get into that just after this.
Camnet TV is becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
We still need more players, yes, because we need to balance the team. We need to have maybe on one position 3 or 4 players.
The third Camnet Stars football trial is on. This time, Camnet Stars are looking for young, talented and skilled soccer players between the age of 18 and 20 years old. Start your lucrative football career in Europe this July. If you know you are one of Zambia's best gifted soccer players, don't waste your time. On Sunday, the 13th March 2022, there will be trials for professional soccer stars. Venue, Kablonga Boys Secondary School grounds. Time, registration 13 hours. Kick-off 14 hours. 100 kwacha non-refundable shall be paid and your birth records must be produced upon registration. Camnet Stars, setting football standards for international market.
Hello, I'm Deborah Lukalu, all the way from South Africa. You are watching Camnet channel, not just another channel. God bless you. Stay tuned.
Carol Mokola.
Welcome back. You're still watching Camnet Breakfast. Now joining me on set is actually a lady that has got so many titles. So I just told her before we got back on set that she's going to introduce herself because I didn't want to miss out on anything that she is. Good morning, Madam Carol. How are you?
Good morning.
Good to see you again after a long time.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, and thank you very much.
Sure.
And thank you to the viewers out there.
Introduce yourself.
Well, my name's Carol Ntita Mokola. I'm a former athlete for Zambia and a national record holder. I broke that record in Hungary in Budapest in 2004. And I was a French-based athlete sponsored by French government. I used to live in Paris. And I competed many games while I'm in Europe. I've gone, while I'm in Europe, I was in Belgium. You know, European games, when you have a Schengen visa, you go around the world. To add on that is the record which everyone look on and admire. I'm an Olympian athlete. It's something I can brag about it because I'll die with it, you know.
One thing that actually caught my attention is that you are a sprinter. Like, for me, that is a lot. How has been your experience being a female Olympian?
Well,
considering the fact that we live, now that things are slowly evolving when it comes to women and sports, so how has your experience been, being that you've been doing this since 2004?
No, not 2004.
2014.
My first medal was 1989.
That's a long time. Okay, so now let's start from there. 1990. 1989. I wasn't even born yet.
You see?
It's actually very, very inspiring knowing that you actually started from the time where women were kind of like a little bit sidelined and considered as just being one to handle the kitchen and stuff.
Definitely.
How has been your experience? How was your experience back then? Let me not start about now because things have evolved. How was your experience being a female Olympian back in the days?
Back in the days, I'll start with, I grew up in Rwanda and Ndola, between there. And my first medal was in Zone 6, 1989, where I met my friend called Maria Mtola Ludwis, which you know, famous Maria Mtola. And by then we couldn't speak English, we were talking sign and very funny about it. And I was a very young girl in the national team, and I was praised by, encouraged by Grace Zulu, the late, by then, you know, I would say the late Grace Zulu, the great Grace Zulu, may so rest in peace.
Yes, sure.
I was blessed that medal given in Kafu Stadium in Rwanda, and also I was blessed with that medal. Then soon later, we went in 1990 in Namibia. It was also Zone 6. I was the youngest. We went by Mulungush Traveler, those buses, that's when they came.
We don't even remember that they existed.
You know, there was some UBZ and Mulungush Traveler came in the ward and were given, I think, 2 buses to go to Namibia as a Zambia in Kaunda's government. So there in Namibia, I got, I was like, let me just try. I did try 100 meters hurdles. Then I got gold medal because we only participated a female and a male, 2 of us with a world white man. So I chanced the gold medal in 100 meters in way back in 1990. So that's how again my career was started. Then My coach died in 1991. It's like I lost track. People who made me who I am. So there was some setback. Later on, I bounced back in 1994. 94, I bounced back. I was just busy grooming myself.
Did you get another coach?
Yes, the coach who were there because of Jonathan Chiparo, which you know. Jonathan Chiparo is an Olympian. Enoch Mlenga started coaching me, Felix Imbuye, you know, there and then. So I managed to get a coach from also South Africa, a white man, who was coaching me in Ron. In ZCCM was a minor. I don't know where he is. I can't find. I've lost contact with them. So, 1995, I went for military training in Zambia National Service.
At least now I'm on track. We're on the same page now.
1995, I went in Zambia National Service, and when I went in Zambia National Service, I did my military training. We started working in Zambia National Service until 2008. While on Zambia National Service, they gave me a lot of support. As their officer, the soldier. They gave me a good support, health support, food, looking after me, supporting me. Even the time I was going overseas in Europe, I was still under Zambia National Service. Even the time I was running with Rebirth Life in South Africa, I was under ZNS. So I just came back in Europe because of an injury. I sustained an injury in Congo Brazzaville, where, you know, at God's plan and not your plan. My plan was to retire running when I'm 50 years old, but devil came to steal my happiness with that injury which I sustained in Congo Brazzaville. And
how old were you when you sustained the injury, and how bad was it?
It was very bad. It was very bad in such a way that even Congo, the government of Congo, refunded me the money for the tickets. The government of Congo, they gave me about 30,000 safe. That money, I couldn't understand even that how that money was called, but I just understood that it was changed into euro because I was living in Europe. So that's how I got that money, and they were very sorry. We didn't want to talk about it, like to imbalance, but we accepted it. The only disappointed I had is from our national professional insurance, because when I was leaving, my legs, my body was insured. I never got the insurance company, professional insurance company. They covered. They never paid me my insurance, and I've been so disappointed with professional insurance. I hope the viewers there, they can look into that. It wasn't.
You weren't happy with how things ran on your way back?
Yes, because that's how it was. So then I went back to Europe. I'm a living testimony, to say that outside there, viewers, they know. And I've been having a support with my father. And by the way, while I'm doing my career, not to forget my pastor, Victoria Chiluba, and the husband, they were there. These people could just pump in the office of Gladys Nyalongo, Reverend Nyalongo, the minister in the office, and just say, "Umwana wandale," you know my father how he is. He would just say, "Umwana wandale, kuchaya fye minwe fye," and Gladys Nyalongo could put up with anything,
sign some checks, and then they'll be forwarded.
It was funny if I had to tell you that I ended up going with kwacha in Europe. I had to give it to French government to exchange it because how do I use the kwacha? Because I was given at last minute that I'm flying 14 hours and the money came out like
at 12,
and I have to be at airport, and I was like, in the 10 in that days we say 10 million, you know, those millions which are not known properly.
Yes.
Yeah. Now in our currency it's 10,000 kwacha. So I'm with 10 million at the airport. So now I'm wondering, what am I going to use this money?
Yeah.
I went with it, and it was transformed into the euro through French embassy, and I thank you, French government. I still have you in my heart. They were there for me.
They've left a mark.
Yeah, and also, as I just said, my pastor left a mark because he grabbed that money. It's true because of Pastor Victoria Chuva and Pastor Chuva himself. He spoke to Reverend, and Reverend, I thank her wherever she is. She'll always be my mom.
Okay, great. So now it's quite. I'm inspired. So you pay attention to your exercises, morning exercises. You might just be an Olympian.
Have you seen how fit she's looking? That's very fit. So I'm looking kind of like, okay, I really want to be like her.
Yeah,
in my 40s, I'll be fit more than
that. But anyway,
how old do you think I am? How old do you think I am?
Maybe 60.
Looking at how fit she looks?
No, 40. Looking at how fit she looks like.
Yeah.
40, in the range of 40.
No, I'm 45.
She's 45.
We're close.
I started presenting Zambia when I was 12 years old.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. We didn't know if Sarah was going to be here and stuff
I
like
wasn't
that.
there, I can't lie.
But anyways, you have a launch that's coming up, but it was supposed to be today. Is it proceeding, or maybe you have postponed it, considering that there's national mourning?
There's national mourning. It's a sad day. I had a program, as you say, that your plans are not
God's plans.
are not good plans.
Yeah.
And one person who was so close is my father, is my president, is my uncle at the same time. You could talk to me, you know, where you seated next to each other and have a conversation. I was really in a shock yesterday when one of the journalists told me, who knew that I was so close. I heard it from the journalist from ZNBC. He called me and said that, you know, Halabi is no more. I said, where? At TSS died in Lusaka. I said, where? I did not know. So I just went shocked. I stopped driving. I parked. I parked even for 1 hour. I was just at Active Body outside there. Everyone was looking at me. I was just said, oh shit. Because looking at it, I'm talking about 3 weeks. I was talking to him on phone. Really, I was disturbed. I'm
you were still in a state of shock.
Yes, I was still in a state of shock, and the big man, let him rest in peace. But it has brought motion. It's really not good. The big man, he has learned his lace,
Definitely.
and I can only wish condolences to the family and to the Zambian at large, and we are still together.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we'll just talk shortly about what the launch was supposed to be about. Now, I guess you have postponed it to a date unknown, and you will inform those that were supposed to participate in it when that will be. What will the launch be about? Let's just...
I wanted to look into the age of 40 to 80 years. I'm available to assist them to work on their cardio. Because many people, I'll give you an example. You are driving. A big person, when a big person,
emergency brake.
The emergency brake,
Yes.
they go in a shock, and later on you find they had the stroke. Maybe they are seated, just here, something comes up, so I need to prepare them so that they can keep their healthy. I want to talk about what should they can conduct themselves, how to stretch themselves, how to stay healthy in their houses. And I'm one of the person that we want to invite my pastor, to do also some exercise on the seats at home. So that's the issue which I wanted to talk about it. Because, you know, when we are seated, the way I am seated like this, it's not a difficult. It's you can do an exercise while you are seated. You're only seated for those big people.
Okay.
You understand? While they can lift the leg while they are seated. Just here, they have got a support. Simple exercise. That's what I'm in. I want to help big people. I'm looking at it. What should I give it to the country, to the nation, at large, to the community? So I'm inviting those all age from 40 years to 80. I'm available to help them because I've seen my friend who is an Olympian, 4 times Olympian. She's in America. She encouraged me. So when Georgia, looking at her, what she's doing in America, I want to do the same program to try and help people to stay healthy and look healthy.
Okay, so since the date is unknown for now, you can just give them contact details, those that are interested, how they can get in touch with you, and if there are any social media platforms they can get in touch with you on as well. Okay, if there's any media platform, I'm available. I'm available at Active Body Gym, and also on Sunday you can come at my church here at Pastor Chiluba's church. They can get in touch with Camnet TV. They can get through to me. My numbers are not hidden. 0977 75 3842. You can get me on WhatsApp or ordinary call. I'm able to advise you. For now, let me mourn my president. I'm still disturbed for what have happened. Okay. Yes. And also, away from the sad note, which has actually clashed with the Youth Day celebration, which is today, what is that one advice that you would love to give to the youth, in as much as they're celebrating Youth Day today? For the youth, I'm told the program has been cancelled, so let's mourn our president in a manner we can mourn, because this has touched all of us. So let's stay away from drinking, because you may be involved in certain things, because when you are mourning big people, usually so many things happen. So let's stay indoors, especially you schoolboys and schoolgirls. Let's stay home, watch TV. If you are, until you see how the direction will come to His Excellency President of the Republic of Zambia, who direct us the way forward. For now, it's just mourning as a nation. Condolences, Zambia. Thank you so much for coming through. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's just take a quick short break. We'll be back with the other conversation on the other side.
On Monday, 14th March 2022, on National Matters, join Pastor Moses Chilwa as he hosts the Mines Minister, Honorable Paul Kabuswe.
We want to be cleared of the allegations that have been thrown around that the Ministry of Mines has been mishandling the issuance of the mining licenses. Of course, we have inherited a system. I must say that we inherited a system that was, I'll use a very bad word, the system was rotting.
At exactly 20:45 hours, as they discuss mining sector in Zambia, what is the way forward?
Any license that will have been issued in this period will be null and void.
Invite others to participate through phoning on Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp and text messages. Make a date with us. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. Quite a very energetic and enthusiastic woman, I would say. We're just having a conversation with, in case you missed out. She did quite a lot.
Definitely at a young age.
Yes.
And she still looks fit.
She still does look fit, and you should be looking like that in your 40s as well.
No, you know, Precious.
No.
You should be the example. You should be the example here.
You know what? It's okay. Never mind.
Okay.
But anyway, let's get into our next segment. What do we have?
We have the health talk. Yes, we talk about the health in how we can keep our health.
How we can take care of ourselves and make sure that we're healthy. Yeah, we'll be back after that.
Good morning. My name is Francisca Walia. I'm a medical doctor by profession, and I've specialized in psychiatry, a mental health field in medicine. And today I'm representing the Medical Women Association of Zambia as we create awareness around mental health. During this week, we've been speaking about mental health in general, what mental health is, how mental health can present itself, and we went a step further and spoke about depression and suicide. Today, to wrap it up, we're going to speak on an area that greatly affects mental health in various aspects, actually. It affects people's mental well-being in general. It affects people's health-seeking tendency for mental health presentations and conditions. And it also affects how people with mental health conditions are perceived by people around, and the attitude and various challenges that they experience. And this is stigma around people presenting with mental health. And this stigma sometimes is not only just from the community, but even towards oneself. Very common in my practice, I've found that people presenting with different mental health conditions or issues will actually be stigmatizing themselves. So imagine, first at individual level, a lot of people stigmatize themselves for having a mental health condition or presenting with a mental health issue. Then further, imagine now the person who has a mental health issue and now the attitude of the people around these individuals. What's our attitude towards people who have mental health issues? Are we helpful? Are we supportive? Are we empathetic? Are we compassionate towards them? When one presents with a mental health issue, they already are experiencing a certain level of stress. Then unfortunately, they have to receive that stress from the people around them as well. And we have noticed that in the practice that it has affected a lot of individuals to be able to seek the medical or professional attention that they need at that particular time. And where is this stigma mostly coming from? This stigma is coming about because people lack understanding of what mental health is. And that's why we're trying to normalize talk around mental health, so that most of us can appreciate what is mental health, what causes it, how does it present itself, and also understanding that it can actually affect anyone, even you at this particular point who feels very happy and stable at the moment. It can affect anyone. Having that understanding can be also very helpful. It's because we don't understand what mental health is that we see people stigmatizing. Because when one understands that, okay, mental health in general affects these various areas of our lives, and it's a major component of one's health and well-being, I believe a lot of us, our perception and our attitude will change towards people presenting with mental health conditions. And having a mental health issue or condition at a particular point in life is not a death sentence. A lot of people successfully come out of their different mental health struggles and are very productive and apply themselves well. Others just after different type of talk therapies, which we call psychotherapies, and others there'll be aspects of behavioral therapy or modification, and in other incidents with medication. And we see thousands and thousands of people living well, productive life on medication. Let us change the narrative around mental health. And a lot of times a common question I get, are there mental health services in Zambia? Yes, there are mental health services in Zambia. Several. I'll just refrain from mentioning facilities so that I'm not accused of advertising for them. In the public, both in the public sector and in the private sector. Actually, what we've seen is people requesting for those services. People actually opening up and coming out to ask for help. Most of our facilities, health facilities, both public and private, actually have these services. And when you request for it, you get the reference that you need, or you get the appointment that you need to assist you. And as MOAZ, which is Medical Women Association of Zambia, this week we decided to shed more light on mental health, to create awareness on mental health, because we believe that this is the first step in this long journey of normalizing talk and health-seeking tendencies around mental health. Thank you for following. Be that change in the community. Be that loving person. Be that neighbor to anyone around you. Thank you.
Welcome back. So that's what we had for you on the Health Corner, Health Talk on the other side. And I loved the topic. It was talking about mental health, and
Definitely.
also, do you know that there's a mental health facility?
Yes, I do know.
Not for mentally disturbed, but like if you need a therapist and someone you can talk to?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, it's one of the things, like most of the people in our country or in the world, they're facing such challenges. Yes, because you see, like we've been having a certain record in our country concerning the suicide cases. It's because they don't associate. So if our other were to have given that platform or that opportunity to have somebody to talk to, obviously we would have less records concerning that. Yeah.
Yes, of course. And also from what the doctor mentioned is that we need to be alert and aware of our surroundings in case we have someone who's going through mental issues. And also, if you know somebody, it's best that you sit them down and talk to them and just get to know what's really going on. And also remember that in as much as we hear Chainama Hospital, and you hear Chainama Hospital, the first thing that comes to your head is someone who's mad. No, not really. Yes, you can, if you need help when it comes to talking to somebody in those lines, you can actually go to Chainama and they will assist you. Like, you will successfully get out of that mental problem or you're going through and stuff like that. So right about now, we quickly get into zooming into the headlines, and also we have been aware and alert of what has been happening between Ukraine and Russia, and also some people trying to just be safe and get into Poland because it's the closest they can get to the borders and stuff like that safe. We can say we are 98 successful getting our people back home safe and sound. So we'll just look at Zambian students that were coming from Ukraine that landed safely back home right here. Let's take a look at this, and then we'll look at other stories after that.
It was a sigh of relief for officials from the Zambian government and parents as 95 Zambian citizens, most of whom are students, safely disembarked via a chartered airplane at the Zambia Air Force Base on Tuesday night from Ukraine. Families of the affected have been taken to various media platforms, making an appeal to the Zambian government to ensure that their loved ones are safely evacuated. Russia recently launched an attack on Ukraine, which is a European democracy with a population of about 44 million people, after a disagreement in political affiliation. Speaking when welcoming the citizens, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mr. Stanley Kakubo, has reviewed that not all Zambians have been evacuated, as some chose to remain behind at the last minute. He has, however, assured that the government is tracking all movements of Zambians to ensure that they safely cross over to Poland, and that those willing to return will be put on commercial flights.
I think we say, like the president always says, we live in a global village, and then a situation of war is a very unfortunate one, and then sometimes you can't predict all outcomes. The lessons that are learned is that we must all move towards a situation where we can always advocate for peace. The cost of war is too much. It takes away the attention from the things that the world ought to concentrate on. Ending poverty. We must end the stage of COVID in the world. We must make sure that our economies are blooming, especially less developed countries like Africa. We shouldn't have to concentrate so much on war. We must concentrate on the economic diplomacy. There's absolutely no strain between Zambia and Russia. It's not, the vote at the UN, I must emphasize, is not against any nation. It is against war.
Meanwhile, Charge d'Affaires for Germany, Ms. Tokas Chileshe, has called for unity in such times.
We agreed with African missions in Berlin that we were going to the border not only to look out for our own nationals but others. So this is what we're doing as a mission. As they were coming out, if we identify someone, a student from Zimbabwe, DRC, Tanzania, take them on board and put them in a bus and take them to a place where they could get some comfort.
An evacuated student, Catalina Manzi, has spoken out on the situation in Ukraine.
Honestly speaking, it was quite terrifying, traumatizing. We might be physically okay at the moment, right, but then mentally, I don't think we are fit. It was very difficult to move from one point to another. For you understand there's war, everyone is in panic. Transport was not easily accessible. You can't choose roads, you had to use the trains to reach where you have to be. And having used the trains, since everybody wants to get to Poland and everything else, it was rough to say.
The Zambian government has revealed that the students will be helped to go back and finish their studies once the war ends. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Well, there you have it. It's just good that they were back home.
Definitely, they were back home. Sound.
Yeah, because honestly speaking, looking at the age range of the students, I'm looking just approximately it's between like, I'll say 18 to 30, 27, somewhere there. Yeah. We don't know what war is. We've never experienced war.
Definitely.
Okay, we are living in a country where everything was done
already.
Yes, the war, the fightings was done. So we're living in a country that has peace. So now going abroad and going to study, and then the country you're in, like there's war, like you don't even know what to do.
Yeah, you don't.
It's
even
very
know,
traumatizing. Yeah. Yes.
I think it has been running for over 15 days. Has
yes,
it? 15 days.
Yes, I think it's been over all within that time. So it's just a little crazy. I remember also in one of the stories that we ran, one of the students was saying it's really traumatizing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We should pray for the country, which is what we all should do, as in just hoping that this whole thing should come to an end. Because a lot of things have been disturbed, especially lack of better terms, foreigners that are in these countries and stuff like that. But anyways, getting into another story, well, we are looking at zooming into the headlines. It's been 6 months since the New Dawn government was actually ushered in. There has been critics from different political parties, different stakeholders and key holders, and this is what the NDC had to say, and also what Mr. Hyvie Hamududu had to say concerning the 6 months of the New Dawn government in power.
Wednesday, 19th March 2022, various stakeholders convened in Lusaka to listen to the live debate of the United Party for National Development UPND's first 6 months in government. The panelists included the Party of National Unit President Hyvie Hamududu, Alliance for Accountability Action Representative Andrew Banda, and Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Tabo Kawana. Mr. Hamududu during the debate has indicated that even though it is too early to criticize the new administration, the UPND has no clear economic and development plan, hence doing things without consultation and clear direction.
Reality has come to show that one, you can't employ teachers immediately. Why? The money is not there. You cannot employ health workers immediately. The money is not there. Free education cannot just be, implemented just at once. We were there under UNIP. The country got broke, and the children got lost because basically the government ran out of money. We went through the so-called free education. We were supposed to pay back. The issue of giving free education for people who can afford is not correct. Free education should remain for those who cannot afford, because free education is the most expensive undertaking for any government.
Mr. Hamududu also touched on the public sector wage bill, which he says is a matter of great urgency, which the new administration has overlooked.
The UPND has forgotten to deal with the other elephant. The public sector wage bill is a huge problem. And they have not shown any political will to reform the private sector. I want to say this, colleagues. A huge government collapses the economy. The real jobs are created in the private sector.
Meanwhile, Alliance for Accountability Action representative Andrew Banda says though the UPND administration has scored in some sectors, more still needs to be done as some grey areas are beginning to patch up.
Issues that have to do with the Public Order Act, issues have to do with access to information, the expanded Bill of Rights. These are things which I think government have been saying are in the pipeline and they are being expedited, but these are things which are still hanging, and these are things which can give empowerment to the citizens and the citizens to take things into their own hands.
And in defending the new administration, Mr. Kawana, who is also director spokesperson for the Ministry of Information, says whatever the new administration has done has been to bring development to the Zambian people.
You take away education from a country. When you make education only for those that are affluent, rich, and able to take it, you are giving yourselves a trajectory of poverty. This poverty that is being in this country has been historical, exacerbated by two things. Number one, the lack of education amongst our people, therefore having less people being able to read and write. Number two, exacerbated by the fact that all issues that are drivers of development were centralized.
The eyes of the Zambian people are on the new administration to see how they fulfill their campaign promises. Prudence Jota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Zambian political landscape has been preoccupied with what the United Party for National Development government has achieved after 6 months in office. Divergent views have emerged from various stakeholders. Many think so far the opposite has been done when it comes to ensuring that Zambians have 3 meals per day, more jobs, cheaper fuel, and lower inflation, among other major pronouncements. Recently, President Hakainde Hichilema reminded government critics that it was too early to pass a comprehensive judgment on his administration, considering that it was only 2 months in the implementation of the 2022 national budget. He has been citing the score regarding the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, and the free education policy among the major first steps of his government.
We took a decision, a very dramatic decision, against views of many, that it was not possible to deliver free education. This is only our 2nd month into the UPND budget, and we've delivered free education from grade 1 up to grade 4.
National Democratic Congress leader Savoy Imbwela claims that the UPND has not set the right tone to steer the country's development.
So the 12 months, or rather the 6 months of the UPND in office is very, very disappointing. And the only thing they have is time on their side. They do, this is 2022, they do have a bit more time. So if they do things right, trust me, they can turn around things.
Speaking when she featured on the Camnet breakfast, Ms. Imbwela believes that the UPND has been talking without action to demonstrate where the country is going.
At the moment, there's certain things that even as opposition, and somebody says, okay, this one is good at this, one is good at that. So at least even when they fail at this, they'll be good at that. If there's one thing that some of us even also believed in, despite us not being UPND, is the issue of the economy. We said, okay, this is an economist, he's a good businessman. They say he's the richest man in Zambia. So he may fail at everything else, but I'm sure he'll sort out the economy. You get the point?
They say.
Yeah, they say. Exactly. No, we don't see his money, we just hear it. We hear about it. You get the point? So at the end of the day, if really he was that great economist, a great businessman, there are certain things we would have wanted to start seeing in the country. And we are not seeing that at all. So that is very, very disappointing to say.
Meanwhile, Ms. Imboela alleges that the gender agenda, especially when it comes to women issues, is likely to fail under the UPND administration due to poor administration.
No, it hasn't been scrapped off, it has been put under the president's office. Then they change, it's under the vice president's office. Then they change and they said again, it's under the president's office. And the president even made a statement to say, because I love women so much, I've put their ministry under my office. You get the point? If really it's existing, where is a minister of gender? You get the point? Because with the ministers, they have cabinet meetings where every time they report, they have those weekly meetings where they talk about their ministries. So who talks to us as women in this country? When they have those cabinet meetings, nobody, because there's no minister of gender. So the UPND has not shown political will, sadly. The scrapping off of the ministry is one of those things that they did, which is so, so bad. So we're commemorating Women's Day without a minister. We had 16 days of activism against GBV in December. Yet again, we did that.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Yes, of course. So there you have it. That's the opposition giving their opinion about the new Dawn government and it being in governance for 6 months. Now, yesterday we actually were excited considering the fact that the president had made an address addressing the youth's concern and as in preparedness for Youth Day, and one of the things I got was him talking about we should be having such address like in all provinces since we are all one and stuff like that. And how he spoke about the youth is the majority now, and there were cheers in the background. I feel like it was really fun. I wish I was part of the people that went for the address. But anyways, for those of you that missed it, like Elijah, here's a glimpse of what happened yesterday.
Friday, 11th March 2022, Zambia's Republican President Hakainde Hichilema addressed the nation on the progress made in the application of national values and principles. During his address, the president informed the nation that though the country has made progress in the application of morality and ethics, more still needs to be done as incidences of immoral and ethical conducts have continued to be high. Among some of the major highlights, President Hichilema has expressed disappointment at the high levels of alcohol abuse in the country, especially among the youths.
To the youth, we urge you to refrain from abusing alcohol and other drugs. I must say here, Madam Speaker, there are cases where even adults are involved in this unfortunate situation. Now, if we adults are involved, how are we going to guide our children? Are we going to encourage them to do what is wrong, what destroys them? I think we must check ourselves.
While cases of child marriages and teenage pregnancies have been on the rise in the country, the president has warned that his administration will enforce the law and bring to book those who marry teenage girls, as well as parents and guardians who marry off their young girls.
Forward, government will harmonize all child-related legislation to ensure children's rights and welfare are protected effectively. Madam Speaker, I wish to emphasize a point that has been ignored in the past. Yes, we prosecute those who marry teenager girls. But where are they getting these girls from? From a home, from somewhere. Someone has consented to this marriage. And therefore, we shall also go for parents and guardians who marry off young girls.
The president also touched on work ethics and conduct of professionals in the country who are in a habit of waiting for handout instead of working hard.
Embrace the value of hard work, Madam Chair. I shall repeat this. We have noticed that we have a declining work habit in our country, work culture in our country. Citizens want to line up for handouts without working. We can't build a nation on this basis, Mr. Speaker. This is the attitude that destroys nations slowly.
Among other things, a number of important aspects such as the need to love one another as this is the only way of ending political violence was also emphasized by the president. The head of state also urged employers in the country to comply with the labor laws and create a conducive work environment for their employees. Other important aspect raised by the head of state is the need to end indiscriminately waste disposal, which has been a leading cause to most calamities in the country. And the president has reaffirmed that Zambia is a Christian nation and will remain as such. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
0968-675-273, 0968-675-273 is the number that you're catching us on. And also talking about the presidential address. I loved when he touched on early marriages.
Yes.
And how culprits will be brought to book. We're just having a conversation while we were talking about it. That it's good now that not only the people that are marrying young girls will be brought to book, but also the people that are marrying off.
Yes, definitely. You know, quite all right, this case of early marriages, you know, it's really bringing up, you know, it's damaging up the girl child in terms of, that means the girl child is going to
not going to go
get
to
educated,
school.
Definitely. So for that, I think that's why poverty in our country doesn't end.
And it's so sad. And it's so sad that some families actually marry off the young girls because they want money.
Money, out of money. At the age of 16, somebody is already in marriage, and maybe she has children, of course.
It's very disturbing.
You know, it's really disturbing. Very much disturbing.
Yes. And it's a good thing that it's not only the president that spoke about it. I think this week we carried a story where they were talking about how that should be looked into and why people do that. Let's just take a look at this clip and then we'll continue the conversation on the other side.
National and international communities are increasingly recognizing child marriage as a serious problem, both as a violation of girls' human rights and as an hindrance to key development outcomes. As more program, policy, donor and advocacy constituencies pledge commitment, resources and action to address this problem, it becomes important to examine past efforts and how well they have worked. Finding more solutions to address child marriage has continued to be a talk of the day. The Concerned Citizen for Justice and Human Rights Organization held an awareness campaign against early marriages and gender-based violence in Mazabuka, Kalea village. The organization director, Richard Nkuwa, also disclosed that the organization has so far retrieved 145 girls from early marriages countrywide.
We have retrieved 37 sexually abused children to police. Police yaenda ma cases. Out of those 37, we have managed these other cases that have already been prosecuted from this area. They have been prosecuted, and it's a sad story for me. Chinibaba kwaine kupezeka ma cases out of this number that I've mentioned. Bamene bashitava so ni ma uncles na bazitate bao bagona bana bali bao.
Approximately a lot of families only afford to live on $1 per day. That is an exposure to sell their children in order for them to get rid of their debts.
Majority of residents took interest to participate and see how best the situation can be addressed. Some residents noted that the issue of bars in the area has contributed to early marriages among young girls.
As parents, we need also to take time. Let us check on our children. All right? It's very important. I thank God that she has brought that very issue herself when she started. The next day will be in school. Let it be a habit as you have come here. I'll be happy next time that the next time you come, you should be hearing reports from these parents that we are seeing what change.
The village headmen in the area also added their voices.
bona ngo umuntu otongoga anubambirwa bumi bubotu alimwe amwana ibumi bubotu so inga hinji try bona ikwati mwana wo twakali mwonto bona jindi yonto yahwanganda no utaga yeye musezo ojigolo tatimwe
ino hatu beso amukonke traditional council traditional council ambire bamayi mabuba tomara babane besu mwapanga day akuti tuite bana besu tubayihe imuhintu seria that mwere de kubayihe abana besu katufenasira tubayihe tubahari mwakala mubayiha.
Just few days ago, President Hakainde Hichilema called on traditional leaders and the church to help government in the fight to end child marriage and address the issue of gender-based violence. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
There you have it. So let it be known that if you are a culprit, you will actually be brought to book and be apprehended if you will be involved in the act or the vice of child marriages. Let the child grow.
Definitely.
Let them have
that freedom. Definitely.
Yes.
Let them experience until the right age of them to get married. Then you can marry them off.
Yes, and I feel like, well, marrying them up, I feel like, you know,
precious, I'm marrying you off.
No. Okay, amen, I receive. But you know, the thing is that let it be okay when someone decides not to get
definitely
married.
their own decision should be respected.
It's not like some pressure that we receive, some of us, when you reach a certain age. When are you married? When are you getting married? When are you marrying? Like
that question.
I know, but anyways, we have grown up with a certain culture. Society has laid out these procedures or systems, I would call it, where when a female reaches a certain age, there are expectations from the family as well, and well as the society. But I love the fact that we are evolving. Women are allowed to achieve their dreams before they decide to settle. Though there are still some families that believe that when you're like, what's the age in Zambia? Between 21 and 27.
Then that's okay.
If you are past 27, like some of us, and then there's like no sign at all, there's always the talks of when are you getting married?
When are you getting married? We can't see any change and all that.
But anyways, allow us to grow.
Definitely.
Allow the girl child to grow. And also, if you see anybody that's involved in such things, don't hesitate to report. We have a caller. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Thank you very much. This is Reverend Manduli calling you from Lusaka.
Yes, Reverend. How are you today?
I'm permanently blessed, and good morning to the bosses who come like ladies.
Thank you. What is your comment today?
Yes. First of all, the topic of discussion is youth celebration.
Yes.
I'm of the view that much of the celebration aspect, I think, could be vital. And I think what began a few days ago, the Indawa issue, I think for me, that is the way to go, because I think for the longest period of time, these celebrations have become, like just, how do I put it? This thing that you get the reputation of, the march past and, the speeches that make and things like that. But I think the build-up for me is the most critical issue, because I think what I saw yesterday, particularly with the one that the President did address yesterday, where the youth were given that platform to be able to speak their own mind, I think that is the most crucial issue, because then there is a direct interaction between the powers that be, the people that make the policies, the people that make the decisions at the very top, and the people that are supposed to be beneficiaries of those policies and decisions that are made at the top, because there's been a disjoint. And those that are in between, perhaps between the top leadership and the grassroots who are the beneficiaries themselves, there tend to be, some levels of hypocrisy, with all due respect, and some levels of insincerity in terms of representation. So I think that direct interaction gives a platform for the young people to be able to directly, get the message across the powers that be, the highest level, and that is the presidency, so that the presidency is able to take these issues directly and perhaps maybe then make the necessary decisions to the people that you have given those responsibilities to. For example, you have been making references to, that ministerial committee, the minister in charge in particular of the youth and arts, the PS and all that directly. And I think one thing that also I love about that is the president himself able to take down the norm. If you notice most of the other staff, the ministers and everybody, they are just there, listening. But the president is knocking down. And these are some of the critical and important issues. Because at the end of the day, it is those issues that the young people are raising that they feel the leaders need to do as a critical issue. And not perhaps maybe what they may just design for young people, because they themselves as young people know what exactly they want to do. And I thank God because I think these particular youths are very affirmative, they know what they want and they're able to speak up. I think at some point there was like, a doctor, I think, a list of those that should be able to ask questions, and you had the booing in the hall, and they wanted a particular way of selection of those questions, so that then they can present to the authorities. Then I think the other issue is, with what the president talked about also in Parliament. I think the issue that has come up prominent of, the president coming out strong on the issue of child marriage for the girl child, and how that they intend to enforce that not only to the perpetrators of marrying young girls, but also those that are marrying them for the guardians and the parents. I thought that also in other sectors, for example, the issues of areas like GDP, if, for example, the president made reference to, making these reports to the authorities, I think for me, the police, again I speak this with every heart and with all due respect, there's been a bit of a letdown. Just for example, the clip that you showed, there's that gentleman who's talking about statistics of 7 cases that were reported. The question is how many? He's not able to tell us how many. We're just saying out of this there's been prosecution. The question is how many? Because if you're able to give statistics of how many cases have been reported, let's also know how many cases have been successfully prosecuted and convictions have been handed out. Because then that's the only way we'll be able to know that we're making progress. Because the reports can be made, but what is the subsequent action or the follow-up action that is being done? So for me, the police in this case that are the department or the unit that have been charged to ensure that once these reports are brought to them, they are followed through, they are taken to the court and they are prosecuted and convictions are meted out. They are not effectively doing that. They are not winning the battle because reports can be made. Yes. But if actions or convictions are not achieved at the end of the day, you can have 1,000 reports. But if you only have 10 convictions, then you're not making the necessary progress. So I think for me the police is another issue as well as the local authority. I think there must be those serious pronouncements from the president, which I think were not very loud, in terms of also ensuring that those that are mandated with those responsibilities become proactive and ensure that they are delivering to the general public and the welfare of our society.
Oh.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. So we should actually have you as one of our guests for such conversation. Yes. You speak so well about it and you're well informed. Thank you so much for coming through. Okay, there you have it. He spoke about a lot of things. I felt like he was part of the show as a guest.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for making our show alive. He mentioned quite a number of things, which is the gender-based violence and also what the youth expectation is, and also what else did he touch on?
He touched on the part to, like it should be considered, it should be taken so serious whenever. And
also gender-based violence as well.
Yeah, it was brought out.
But anyways, we'll get into our last interview for the day, best served for last. We'll be having a conversation on the other side. Let's just take a quick short break. We'll join you soon.
on Monday, 14th March 2022 on National Matters. Join Pastor Moses Chilwa as he hosts the Mines Minister, Honorable Paul Kabuswe.
We want to be cleared of the allegations that have been thrown around that the Ministry of Mines has been mishandling the issuance of the mining licenses. Of course, we have inherited a system. I must say that we inherited a system that was, I'll use a very bad word, the system was rotting.
At exactly 20:45 hours, as they discuss mining sector in Zambia, what is the way forward?
Any license that will have been issued in this period will be null and void.
Invite others to participate through phoning, on Skype, Zoom, WhatsApp and text messages. Make a date with us. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
We still need more players, yes, because we need to balance the team. We need to have maybe on one position 3 or 4 players.
The third Camnet Stars football trial is on. This time, Camnet Stars are looking for young, talented and skilled soccer players between the age of 18 and 20 years old. Start your lucrative football career in Europe this July. If you know you are one of Zambia's best gifted soccer players, don't waste your time. On Sunday, the 13th March 2022, there will be trials for professional soccer stars. Venue, Kablonga Boys Secondary School grounds. Time, registration 13 hours. Kick-off 14 hours. 100 kwacha non-refundable shall be paid and your birth records must be produced upon registration. Camnet Stars, setting football standards for international market.
Welcome back. You're still watching Camnet Breakfast with me, Precious, and Sarah on the other side. Now, joining us on set this morning is a young lady by the name of Cheesy from Color Culture. Now, the country was actually commemorating Women's Day on Tuesday, and this group of young people who are so passionate about art and culture decided to actually come up with something. I like the title, 3 Queens. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about why the show 3 Queens.
Okay. So as we know, Color Culture is a show that tries to use theater, poetry, and any other arts to tell our African stories, our Zambian stories. So since this is a month celebrating the women, we thought of having a show that is centered on women because, you know, we are queens. A show that is centered on women and that tells stories of our unsung and sung women in our Zambian history. Yes.
And also I like the fact that you've mentioned women are like queens. Like, hello. We should have been having crowns in sets today. So now it's a sad thing that we are it's a national mourning, and the show was supposed to be on the 19th of March. So now it's been postponed to a date unknown, but will be communicated. What are some of the activities that if somebody was come to attend the show they should expect?
Okay, so we're mainly going to have poetry, and then we're going to have musicians as well, like Trina Lusaka, and we're also going to have people like Maureen Lilanda, who will be also there at the show, because we need people who are role models to us, you see, to inspire us as well. And we're also going to have some people performing a play, like a drama team, and also we're going to have all the arts, everything that you can think of will be there.
Do you have a specific age of people that can come through and attend the show?
No, anyone can come, even men can come. I mean, you have to celebrate your women.
Okay, so date unknown. What did I want to ask? Can you do poetry?
Yes,
Do you want to give me a piece?
Okay. I will do a little short piece right now, but yeah, definitely.
Please go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. Woman, did you not know? Have you not heard? of how the wind blows when you walk by? Have you not seen how everyone stops when you walk into the scene? Have you not felt the ground shake with every step you take, woman? Have you not seen how powerful you are? Your caliber is worth more than any arsenal in the world, woman. You are powerful. I would just end there, so please.
That's when I was getting
I think this would be a kadionko for you to know what
I already feel like a queen already.
I'm a queen because you are. You
Yes,
should feel like
definitely.
that. Anyways, so for those that would want to be part of the show, contact details, who can they can get in touch with?
Okay.
Facebook platform, if there's any.
All right. So you can, on Facebook and Instagram, you can follow Color Culture. That's their handle on Facebook and on Instagram. And you can contact, I can give you my number as well.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
0976 420368. Yeah, you can reach out that number or contact Color Culture on Instagram or Facebook. You'll find us there.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Sarah, you should find your way this time.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll be there.
So now, also let's talk about being Youth Day today. What is that one advice that you would want to give someone who is watching right now? Being Youth Day today.
Okay, being Youth Day today. One advice I'd like to give you is don't spoil your youth. You know, we sometimes tend to think we can do other stuff when we are more financially stable or when we are older, but start now. Whatever it is that you're aspiring to do, try. And even though you fail, it's okay, as long as you've tried, because that will be a stepping stone for you to go to greater heights. It's the same as Color Culture. When they started, they were not this big. A lot of people didn't know about them, but if they did not start out with that one little show that maybe had 10 people, you wouldn't have heard about them today, and we wouldn't be celebrating our women like Color Culture is trying to do with the National Women's History Museum. So just do what you have to do. Don't think about whether you be a laughing stock, about whether you're not good enough or you don't have that financial backing. Just start out, and you never know where to take you.
Thank you so much. Happy Youth Day to you, Chisi.
Happy Youth Day
Thank
to you.
Happy Youth Day. But anyways, there you have it. Find your way to actually, you've gotten the details that you need to attend the 3 Queens as the Color Culture. It's actually a group run by very, very young, vibrant youths. You will be actually impressed if you were to see the type of art they put out there and how they celebrate things, especially women to be specific, and also the Zambian culture. Anyways, unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show, and on a sad note, I really didn't want to go, but anyways, make sure that you make a date with us next time as well. Sarah, any closing remarks?
I just want to encourage our youths there as you be celebrating despite the sad news that we have developed in our country. You know, you just have to keep yourself safe, and like we had our first guest, she said, keep yourself indoors. So that's important. Just stay indoors. Then always try to take out every opportunity that you get.
Grab it by the neck.
Definitely, yeah. So that's the only thing that I can say.
Okay, you sound so wise. Now my next, I also have to give a speech. But Chisi has mentioned, make your youth count, as Sarah's also said. Just grab any opportunity that comes your way. Don't take it as something that is there to disturb you. Like our first guest mentioned, we're actually quoting her a lot. She said a lot of nice things. Yes, definitely. And she mentioned to say God's plans are not our plans. So there are certain things that happen when we least expect them. Just know that that came at the right time and it was written somewhere that was going to happen that way. Make sure that in as much as it might distract you, learn something from it and learn to grow every day. Be open-minded and make sure, grab the opportunities by the neck when it crosses your way. Well, from me, Precious Mzea, Saka Legend, our guest who's right here on set with us, Chisi, and also Sarah on the other side, and also on behalf of Isaac and Elijah Chifita on the other side of the cameras, it's good morning and thank you for watching The Breakfast Show. See you next time.